What's up, folks? Welcome to the live stream. I got a new background in the background because that's more fun. Not that I don't like the city. I love the city. But I mean, look at this fucking planet and shit. Got rings and whatnot around it. How fucking cool is that? That's fucking cool. That's how cool that is. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. As Oscar the mayor of Midtown might say. You might. He does. Often. Hell yeah! You always hear fucking Oscar ranting and raving. What a crazy man. Crazy maniac. Crazy maniac. Been trying all day to get just one fucking video out. Kind of covering the news. I have yet to find what's going on with my Opera web browser. It's fucking soaking up so much of my CPU memory. It's ridiculous, actually. I really don't know why. It's frustrating the fuck out of me. See what we can do here. To do this shit right. Okay, good. All right. Now we got Chrome kicking. Let's shift over to it. Markets tumble again as U.S.-China trade tensions continue to rise. Well, who would have thought fucking with our biggest economic ally would cause trade tensions? Trade tensions. It's all a bunch of bullshit. U.S. sanctions ensnare Russia with ties to Trump world. Doesn't even fucking make any sense. Treasury designates Russian oligarchs, officials, and entities in response to worldwide malign activity. They're just trying to build the foundation for the Third World War, led up to by the Second Cold War. Texas Republican Blake Farenthold resigns over a sexual harassment settle for $84,000. Jesus Christ, dude. $84,000. Alright, let's see what else is going on. The Menendez brothers, kids who killed their fucking parents 30 years ago, are finally reunited in prison. Good for them. What a bunch of bullshit. Sessions orders a zero-tolerance policy to prosecute migrants at the border. Zero tolerance to what? We keep fucking... Is Jeff Sessions gonna hit the fucking strawberry fields? Is he gonna pick all the fucking oranges come January? I'm just trying to figure this out, folks. I'm trying to wrap my fucking noggin around this issue of immigration. I mean, it's been proven many times over on economic fucking studies that migrants are not taking your jobs. They just aren't. They're doing labor jobs that are not currently being fulfilled by the youth. And that's not because Mexicans are coming over here and taking those jobs. It's because you fucking people have failed to teach your children any work ethic. When I was in high school and I needed a new skateboard, I got a fucking paper route. I worked at a shitty grocery store that treated me like garbage. If I'd have lived somewhere where you could go and pick fucking berries and shit, I would have went and done that. Fuck, I did. I worked at my grandparents' berry farm for a fucking video game. I wanted a new video game. Grandpa put me to work. Your children, not only are they not even having to work for the fucking to go see the movie, now they just hop on the internet, download the movie for free, and get pissed off when you get on their ass because the cable company sent you a letter about their piracy. I mean, let's be fair, right? If all of these jobs were already occupied with Americans, why the fuck would why would the immigrants come here? I mean, on a narrow focus of the job market issue, I realize there are other reasons why people want to leave the country that they're in and come to America. Things like freedom, safety, security, possibilities. I get that, but I'm saying, like, if the argument is they're taking our jobs, I mean, no, they're not. They're killing people. Some of them, sure, absolutely, definitely. Some immigrants coming across the border are fucking murderers and rapists and drug dealers. That's true. But I would wager there are some folks, national, legal, native-born Americans, okay, in your neighborhood who are rapists, murderers, and drug dealers. That argument is fucking null and void. Like, they're just bored raping and murdering and drug dealing to the people in their own country, so they're coming here? I mean, come on, folks. No. It's not a mass exodus out of Honduras because people are just bored killing and fucking selling drugs to their own people. Okay? Sorry. And the cartels that you're worried about, they're already here. They own fucking Dollar Trees and shit like that. They come here and they franchise small businesses and they fucking launder their money through it. It's like people don't have any real understanding of how crime works in the modern age. Do you know? I mean, yeah, of course. I know some of you are already sitting there furiously typing, "What about the guy that killed that girl?" and blah blah blah. True. There was in fact an immigrant who was here illegally who killed some fucking girl. That happened, you know. They find bodies all the time. Americans are fucking killing each other all the time, folks. This is not a threat, not an exclusive threat, not a threat exclusive to people being fucking immigrants. So this zero tolerance policy to prosecute migrants at the border is just, it's more muscle flexing. It's just Jeff Sessions trying to suck off the president, basically. You know, he's just trying to make sure the president stays good and hard so he can keep his job. He sees motherfuckers getting fired left and right. So, you know, he's just doing what he can. He's just doing what he can. But it's fucking ridiculous. The whole concept is just fucking dumb. Let's see here. Going on in the world. Brazil's Lula defies prison order as crowds rally for and against him. Shit. President of Brazil got in some shit. I'm not going to lie, folks. I haven't been following this story. Just the headlines as they change throughout the day. Facebook to verify those behind political ads. Well, that's about fucking time, I guess. That's a good topic to rap about. What do y'all think there? Facebook is now going to be actually verifying that the person paying for the ad is the person benefiting from the ad. I don't know how the fuck they're going to do that. I got mixed feelings on that, the whole verification process. I mean, on one hand, you know, if you want to run an ad that says, you know, you think fucking Carl's Jr. is dog shit, you know, you shouldn't have to put your name up to do that, I guess. I mean, I don't know why you would do that. It's just a weird example, I guess. But, you know, political ads specifically, you know, maybe you don't want everybody to know that you're participating in a political campaign. I don't know. Maybe your friends or family will be against you if they find out that you helped pay for a Trump ad or something, 2016. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what the dangers of that could be, but I'm just always weary when a company is like, we're going to start getting additional real life information out of people, especially when the company, because I mean, let's be fair, right? That's the only way they can verify who's paying for the ads, right? Is you got to provide like a social security number or fucking a ID or something, right? That ties you to the ad directly for verification. Anytime you have to give up more data to a company like Facebook, I would be concerned. That's all I'm saying. I would have concern there. On the same token, it would be nice to know, if the ad that talks about all the dangers of abortion is being paid by the Christian Coalition for Life or something, right? Like, it's good to know where that ad's coming from. Maybe the information is biased. You don't know necessarily unless you know where it's coming from. Got to infer. I like that we don't have to infer as much. That's nice. But I'm a little weary anytime we're just wantonly giving Facebook more data to play with. That's scary. I don't think anybody can deny. Facebook doesn't really need any more fucking help in the world of data. Let's see here. South Korea's ousted president gets 24 years in prison. Damn. South Koreans ain't fucking around, folks. That's something we could take a lesson from. Granted, we'd have to imprison like the last 8 presidents, I'm sure. I know, I'm sorry, folks, but it's true. As much as I disdain the fact that Donald Trump is our president, I really truly believe that anybody who thinks it's okay to use a remote-controlled airplane to drop bombs on random people and kill civilians in an attempt, in a hope to kill actual bad guys, should be held accountable. I think that's fucking war crime. I think Bush was guilty of it. Obama's guilty of it. I think that Trump is most likely guilty of it. Last I read, he's trying to rival Obama on fucking drone strikes. So, holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Y'all seeing this? Backpage.com. Seized by the FBI. Let's fucking test that. .404 gateway timeout. Holy shit. Okay, folks, that's like fucking if Craigslist was seized by the FBI. Backpage is essentially a Craigslist competitor. And admittedly, my understanding is it is usually, used most popularly for like sex-related ads. So like hookers in cities and shit will post, like, hi, I'm Susie and I'm Triple D and tight pussy. Call me for a massage for $400 or some shit like that. I don't know. Not a big hooker connoisseur, so I mean, I don't know exactly what they say in their ads, but it's where it's like a dark space on the internet, but it's basically a Craigslist. I mean, at the same on Backpage.com, you can find as quickly you can find a hooker, you could find a guy to trim your trees, right? That's what's interesting about it, or not interesting, but that's what makes me go like, oh shit, they seized Backpage.com, like it was the Silk Road or something. And I mean, like, Backpage even took down its personal ads. Like, you could no longer do personal ads because people were putting up, women and shit. Craigslist just removed their personals for the same reason. I guess trying to avoid this. They didn't want to be in this particular boat where, they're fucked because some asshole put an ad up for, sex with Susie and Susie's 14 or some shit, God damn, that's amazing. FBI seizes Backpage.com. I'm flabbergasted. I come from an older time on the internet. Okay, I come from the earliest days of the internet as we know it now. I mean, not the origin days, granted. I never did the Sorry, folks, coughing fit there. I never did the like the old school BBS services, like actually dialing up into the billboard services. You know, that was like original internet, ARPANET style shit, and that's a little bit older than I am. But I just heard my phone go off. I did grow up in the dial-up age. I grew up using the 56K modem. I remember online gaming requiring calling your homie's computer and setting up a fucking bridge network, and like I mean, I remember the old days. I remember when you could go on the internet and you could look up literally anything and find it. The information was there. Now, goddamn, it's a fucking mess. It's a mess. The internet is a mess. Google started in this world as one of the best ways to sift through the massive treasure trove of information. You could type anything you wanted into Google and find a massive amount of fucking information on it. Now you got to sift through 2 pages of sponsored ads. Gone are the days of freedom, really. I mean, we're not sequestered in our words necessarily by the man, because companies do it for them. Is all I'm thinking. I mean, right now, I'm not saying you should, okay, but like back in the day, okay, you could type the word anarchy, let's say, into Google, and you would find thousands of personal pages just made by people for the sake of disseminating their own thoughts, beliefs, and information. Some of them anarchy pages were a little scary, admittedly. You'd find things like the Anarchist cookbook, both the original Anarchist cookbook scanned, and also the updated version, the online file that spread and became a much bigger, more dangerous thing. God damn. People are talking about how to build bombs and weapons and terrible shit. And I'm not saying that I'm not necessarily bummed out that like kids have to look harder to find terrible things on the internet. I mean, I appreciate that as a positive change, but it is a change, and it just goes to show how much the sterilization of the internet, I guess, is what I'm really rapping on about here. It's a much cleaner, friendlier, family-friendly place than it used to be, is all I'm saying. You used to have to really pay attention on the internet to where you were going and what you were exploring, because you really never knew what you'd find. Nowadays, you know, it's much more sequestered, more closed. It's much more closed. That's why it's neat to still have access to things like the darknet, have access to the dark web, the Tor project, and all the underground websites that are still out there. That shit's still really interesting and intriguing, and very reminiscent of the old days, the old Wild West days of the internet. And I know what you're told is that the darknet is just all about, you know, whistleblowers, drug dealers, and fake online assassins, and I assure you, all the online assassins are fake. That shit is one of my most favorite, what do you call it? Urban legends, okay? I just want to run this by folks as a concept, okay? Just a thought exercise. Do professional hitmen A, work for syndicates, cartels, corporations, and governments, or B, freelance to strangers online? Anybody sending a hitman $20,000 in bitcoins that are unretrievable or traceable deserves to lose their money. And anyone frankly bold enough to pull that particular con, good on them, touche. Make that motherfucking money. Get them ends. I mean, what else can I say? I've digressed a little. I'm just pointing out there was a time in this world where the internet was a little bit darker and a little scarier and a little bit more free, a little more Wild West. For the most part, that's been cleaned up, except for in small pockets of the dark web. But most importantly, we can come full circle, and we can notice that those few scattered points of interest on the clear web that used to act as beacons of light in a dark world, like Backpage, right? So if you're a lonely motherfucker, but you have $300 extra laying around, there was a place for you to go and find somewhere to spend that money and satisfy your loneliness. Not that that place doesn't exist anymore, but it was just easier, right? I'm sure. Would you rather take a walk down to 4th Street and ask some random fucking chick who's clearly fucking just fiending for some drugs? Or would you rather have a selection of fine freelance call girls that you can kind of like communicate with a little bit before you meet them? Maybe see some pictures of them before you meet them. Get an idea of what you're working with. I'm just saying. Makes sense people would look for online pussy, right? Now they don't have that option anymore because Backpage is gone. And I just think it's neat. Not neat. Interesting to see the last remnants of that dark age of the internet being cleaned up. It's sad, but interesting. And probably for the best, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. I don't have a judgment call to make here on this one. On one hand, I empathize for any person lonely enough to have to reach out to a stranger on the internet and offer them money for love. But at the same time, I empathize with them. I mean, we've all been lonely. It's never a good feeling. If it felt inescapable, I guess I'd probably pay for pussy. I've never been that lonely, like where it felt inescapable, like where I felt like I couldn't possibly go to a bar or a restaurant or a grocery store or a fucking coffee shop or literally anywhere outside my door where there might be women. Like I've never felt so lonely that I couldn't go out forth and conquer, so to speak. But I've been lonely. Shit, it's a terrible fucking feeling. Nobody likes that. Nobody enjoys that. Nobody wants to feel that forever. And like I said, I mean, if I thought I was going to be lonely forever, I would definitely work for a much higher paying job. You know? And if I was in that boat, I would definitely prefer to go online and search through a fucking database of people offering that particular service than to have to go to some random fucking place where people in their lowest depths are doing terrible things just to quote unquote get by. That would be terrible. So yeah, Backpage seized by the FBI. Bummer. Lawmaker pulls out loaded gun in constituent meeting. Huh. That's probably not the smartest thing he could have done. Whips out a pistol during coffee with constituents. I gotta hand it to the guy, though. Ralph Norman. Man's got some fucking cojones. I mean, gotta figure that's gonna make national news. You pull your pistol out in the middle of a fucking, like, town hall meeting, essentially. That shit's just funny to me. I can't imagine what was going through this guy's head. He was just sitting there thinking to himself, yeah, you know, it really proved my point about how safe guns are, is if while ranting and raving about those anti-gun nuts, I just pull my pistol out, wave it in the air, and slam it down on the fucking counter and say, see? Look at it. It's not killing anybody. That shit's just fucking funny. It's just funny to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm alone, but to me it is still hysterical in some ways. And I mean that in the most genuine sense of the word, like genuine hysteria. That we are still in this country arguing and bickering over the tool of choice as opposed to what it is that makes somebody say, I'm going to fucking kill some people today. But, hey. Loneliness, powerlessness, and helplessness couldn't possibly have anything to do with it. Certainly, we can't blame it on a culture that breeds those things. Definitely can't do that. We just can't. Oh, yeah, that's great. I like this Harris County. If you kill someone, we might kill you back. Love it. U.S. job growth eased in March. Unemployment steady at 4%, 4.1%. Facebook's Zuckerberg long resisted going to Congress. Now he'll face a, quote, reckoning, lawmakers say. Yeah. Here's the thing about guys like Mark Zuckerberg. They're doing the government's fucking work for them. They're on government payrolls. So they might parade this motherfucker out and about a little bit like they did when Facebook went public and then was obviously a not profitable fucking business system, so they bailed it out and blah, 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 blah. God damn, that girl is pretty. Neighbor lady. Anyway. Hey, it's true. She's just pretty. So, Facebook's Zuckerberg is going to face a reckoning. That's bullshit. He's going to fucking go, I work for y'all. I just am doing what you said. Ford recalls about 350,000 F-150s and Expeditions for faulty transmission gears. Jesus. Let's see here. Technology. The worst part of Fortnite's popularity are the PUBG snobs. Oh, well. What are you going to do, guys? Chevy updates car lineup. New styling for Malibu, Cruise, and Spark. I just don't give a shit about cars. I don't know. How about y'all? When will Alexa know everything? It's pretty close. 2018 iPad review content creation with compromises. I'm not surprised. That's why I use Android and PC. Entertainment news is stupid. Sorry, that's just my feeling. If you want to know about the entertainment news, I'll give you a second to go ahead and do that now. Here, please. All right, and that's enough of the news from sports and entertainment. Oh, yeah, hell yeah. First luxury hotel in space is announced. They're still going to go for it. Oh, this is some bullshit. An obsolete law prohibits SpaceX from broadcasting videos from space. Okie dokie. Just in case there's anybody out there in this world who happens to be, fuck, there we go, a flat Earth person, like you believe in the flat Earth theory, or that the world being round is a conspiracy. If you believe that, this is one you should be taking note of. This obsolete law from like 30 years ago prohibits SpaceX from broadcasting any videos from space. Now, I'm not getting into the inner politics of all this bullshit, because that in and of itself is a goddamn conundrum. Like, I'm sorry, what? A government agency or administration owns the fucking rights to film in space? How the fuck is that even? First of all. Second of all, why would they do that? Like, in what fucking universe is it necessary to restrict and limit broadcast video from space? Why would they do that? For what purpose? Again, I want to go on record saying I trust the world is round. I do subscribe to the Copernican myth and conspiracy. I think that they're right. I think the world is round. But I can't help but notice little things like this that go, huh, why would they not want us to see videos from space? Why? Why would any videos from space need to be run by the government, essentially, before broadcast? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is it simply a matter of royalties? 30 years ago, did they just figure, well, video is going to get better in the next 30 years, and definitely, individual space flights, so, like, we definitely better get a lock on these broadcasting rights now. I mean, I guess, yeah, that's definitely possible. But it seems weird. It seems like a weird thing to see fucking 30 years into the future. NASA wants to extend Boeing's first crewed flight to the International Space Station. I don't know what the fuck that means. Whew, now we got a space junk removal experiment coming up that's going to harpoon and net debris in orbit. Try to keep things from falling randomly. So they're going to try and basically grab space junk and then direct it to where best to land on the planet. I guess that's a good enough question to like answer. How do we handle all this space junk a-dropping? Worth investigating. Johnson & Johnson's getting sued over the talcum powder. And the plaintiffs seem to have won $37 million in a judgment. Jesus Christ, what the fuck did the talcum powder do to their baby? Gave them cancer? Jesus Christ. Couple wins, Johnson & Johnson baby powder cancer case. That is fucking disgusting. Vaping now an epidemic amongst U.S. high schoolers. Yeah, because there's no nicotine and they can fucking get a hold of it. Naloxone stops opioid overdoses. Oh, great. More borderline opiates to keep opium addiction rolling. That shit scares me. Just a little bit, but it does scare me. It makes me nervous. Vaping now an epidemic amongst high schoolers. Good grief. Bleeding from synthetic pot outbreak unusual, experts say. Here's the thing, folks. Why the fuck are you smoking synthetic pot? What's wrong with the world today? Over half the country is legalized medically. Every year, more and more states are fucking legalizing recreationally. I just don't understand what is the draw to smoking fake weed. Who still... okay, let me put it this way. I've lived in 9 counties in 9 years. Never had a trouble finding weed. Where the fuck do you even get some synthetic pot? Does that sound like some kind of shit you gotta order off the internet? If you're taking the time to order synthetic weed off the internet, get some fucking bitcoins and just buy some real fucking weed off the internet. I don't understand what is going on with these kids today. Snorting condoms, eating Tide Pods, smoking synthetic pot? I smoke weed every day just like Snoop and Dre told me I should. And I'll tell you right now, I've never bled. Not once, not coughed up a single blood loogie. Well, except for when I had an ulcer in my esophagus, then I did. But that was different. It had nothing to do with smoking. It had everything to do with anxiety and Starbucks. So, I mean, come on, folks. Synthetic pot? What's the fucking point of that stuff? What possible good can synthetic pot be doing for people? Right? Am I wrong here in thinking this? Like, who's sitting there to themselves right now thinking, you know, and I know I got some real weed. And, you know, real weed's good and everything. But, you know what I could really use right now is some fake weed. Yeah, you know the kind that gives you nosebleeds, killed 2 people? That kind. Jesus. Well, that's the news. We went through it all. Finally got a joint and a fucking episode out. Been trying all day. Got a couple other live streams there, broadcast that were blah. I like this one. This is a good background. Of course, when I'm over by the city, I usually am wearing a fucking light blue t-shirt, light gray t-shirt, or shirt, so it's hard to see me in there. And then, of course, I did not consider I'm wearing the same color as this until I just leaned back on it. Thankfully, when I get close, that's not as important, right? You can still see me. That makes sense. I got breakout. That shit sucks. What are you going to do, though? Yeah. That's the show. I'm still trying to piece together some ideas. I want to do something a little different with this game. As much as I enjoy just getting on live shows and ranting and raving, it's not quite what I want. No fucking receding hairline bullshit. Don't get older, folks, if you can help it. Damn, I really want to just blow a smoke ring around the fucking camera now. So if you want to watch and see if I can make that happen, please do. Otherwise, you know. That one went. And so far, I got 2 of them. That one worked real well. Okay. Now the next thing to question is, what do I do with myself for the rest of the day? I hate this weather, folks. Well, you can't see very well, but out in that outside area is it's all rainy and blah. Blah, I say. Goddamn. Well, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I mean, all the issues that I fucking have to talk about right now, I feel like I already talked about plenty today. Maybe even for the week, I don't know. You know, like what is there to talk about right now? There's guns. There's the president. Fuck, man. Talk about weed news, but like, what's really going on for news and weed? It's all awesome. We love it. Goddamn. Later, motherfuckers. That's how I think I feel. I wish I knew what was going on with my web browser. It's got to have some hijack happening in it. That's my guess. This is going really slow. Sometimes I feel like I need a vacation. Sometimes I feel like I wanna go to the city of Bedrock, the city of Flintstones. I don't know, but I never worry. That is a lie. I walk through her streets 'cause I'm her companion. I walk through her hills 'cause she knows who I am. City of Bedrock, city of Flintstones. But I never worry, 'cause that is a lie.